Hi everybody, welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I'm going to read you a story tonight about writing letters. Have you ever written a letter to somebody and put it in the mail and mailed it off? Miss Dorothy would love it if you wrote her a letter. But this is a story about a little girl who finds something in her pond and she wants to tell her teacher about it. And her teacher doesn't believe her. This book is called Dear Mr. Blueberry. Dear Mr. Blueberry. This is about a little girl writing to her teacher named Mr. Blueberry about something she found in her pond. And the teacher writes back. And they keep sending letters back and forth until something really fantastic happens. And we need to get into this book and find out what it is. Are you ready to find out about these letters to Mr. Blueberry? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go. Dear Mr. Blueberry, written by Simon James. Dear Mr. Blueberry, I love whales very much, and I think I saw one in my pond today. Please send me some information on whales, as I think he might be hurt. Love, Emily. Wow, that's Emily. And she thinks there's a big whale out in her little pond. So she's writing to her teacher about it. Dear Emily, here are some details about whales. I don't think you'll find it was a whale you saw, because whales don't live in ponds, but in salt water. Yours sincerely, your teacher, Mr. Blueberry. She got a letter back from her teacher. Writing letters is so exciting. Dear Mr. Blueberry, I am now putting salt into the pond every day before breakfast, and last night I saw my whale smile. I think he is feeling better. Do you think he might be lost? Love, Emily. She's putting salt in her pond? I don't think that's the kind of salt water her teacher was talking about. Dear Emily, please don't put any more salt in the pond. I'm sure your parents won't be pleased. I'm afraid there can't be a whale in your pond because whales don't get lost. They always know where they are in the oceans. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry. That's a very interesting fact about whales, that they don't ever get lost. Dear Mr. Blueberry, tonight I'm very happy because I saw my whale jump up and spurt lots of water. He looked blue. Does this mean he might be a blue whale? Love, Emily. P.S. What can I feed him with? She really wants to learn more about whales, because she thinks there's one outside in her pond. Dear Emily, blue whales are blue, and they eat tiny shrimp-like creatures that live in the sea. However, I must tell you that a blue whale is much too big to live in your pond. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry. P.S. Perhaps it's a blue goldfish. She got another letter back. Her teacher still does not believe there's a whale in her pond. Dear Mr. Blueberry, last night I read your letter to my whale. Afterward, he let me stroke his head. It was very exciting. I secretly took him some crunched up cornflakes and breadcrumbs. This morning I looked in the pond, and they were all gone. I think I shall call him Arthur. What do you think? Love, Emily. She sure does love this whale. She named him Arthur. Dear Emily, I must point out to you quite forcibly now that in no way could a whale live in your pond. You may not know that whales are migratory, which means that they travel great distances each day. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry. Her teacher does not believe there's a whale out there. Dear Mr. Blueberry, tonight I'm a little sad. Arthur has gone. I think your letter made sense to him, and he has decided to be migratory again. Love, Emily. Oh, she thinks the whale's going to go back to where he came from. Dear Emily, please don't be too sad. It really was impossible for a whale to live in your pond. Perhaps when you're older, you would like to sail the ocean studying and protecting whales. Yours sincerely, Mr. Blueberry. Well, that's an idea. She sure does love whales. Dear Mr. Blueberry, it's been the happiest day. I went to the beach, and you'll never guess, but I saw Arthur. I called to him, and he smiled. I knew it was Arthur because he let me stroke his head. I gave him some of my sandwich. She went to the beach and found Arthur. And then we said goodbye. I shouted that I loved him very much, and I hope you don't mind. I said that you loved him too. Love, Emily and Arthur.
Wow! Emily did meet a whale. She was writing letters to her teacher telling him there was a whale in her pond, and he's like, there cannot be a whale in your pond. Whales cannot live in ponds. But she kept writing back, and he kept writing to her, and she learned all kinds of stuff about whales. And then the whale went home to where it belongs. But when Emily went down to the shore, there was her friend the whale. And she told Mr. Blueberry, well, I told the whale, I love you. And so does Mr. Blueberry. This was a good book. I love the way they kept writing letters back and forth. She must have been on summer vacation and wanted to keep in touch with her teacher. What a great idea. You can write a letter to your teacher anytime. You can write a letter to Miss Dorothy anytime. Writing letters is fun, and it's extra fun when you get a letter back. That's exciting. You should ask Mom or Dad if you can write somebody a letter, and maybe you can put a stamp on it and put it in the mail and see if they write back to you. It's a lot of fun. Or you can do it the quick way, and you can send an email, which is the same thing but a lot faster. Mom and Dad can explain it to you, because if you want to send an email to Miss Dorothy, I promise you I will write back to you, and you can tell me if there is a whale in your pond. Or tell me anything you want, like what your favorite book is. Miss Dorothy would love to know that. But you might have to send me a letter tomorrow, because tonight it's time for all my little whales to swim off into bed. I need you to get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a really good night's sleep. And tomorrow, if you have time to write a letter, write a letter. Listen to Mom and Dad, do what's right, and whatever they say, obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy, because I'm going to be sitting right here ready to read another book to you. Bye!
Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.